The casting arch is the largest opening in the base of the furnace. There are 4 archways in the structure of the furnace. Frankly, it's the business end of the furnace. It gives access to the hearth and to the openings from which they drain the molten iron and the molten slag. Now that arch faces into a structure called the casting shed because you want the area outside of that arch to be out of the weather. It's critical because you're going to pour molten iron out there onto the floor into sand molds. If the molds are wet, you get a steam explosion, and that's going to injure your crew. It's going to damage your end product. That area in which the ingots are formed and cooled has to be dry, and that's why the arch faces into a structure. If you're standing in front of the arch at Beckley, you are actually indoors. We have stories in the Wallace Notebook that suggest it was around 130 or so inside that structure in the summer when you poured. It probably wasn't much cooler in the winter. The crew would throw water on themselves. They'd wet themselves down before the pour to avoid burning their clothes up. And I'm sure everybody had clothes full of holes anyway. So you didn't wear your good clothes if you were pouring. But they had a watering trough in there, so they would throw water on themselves, and that only had to make it worse because now you've got humidity. Something we don't know, that's an interesting question, is you pour these ingots out at 2800 degrees, how long does it take till they cool down and to the point where you can yank them out of the mold and carry them out? It looks like they used a horse. I would have thought mules, but the photograph that we have, if you stare at it, shows you a horse standing in the doorway. So that suggests they used animal power to drag the pigs out. But you still got to lift them out of the mold. There's no machine going to do that in 1847. How long does it take till they're cool enough you can pull them out? Or did they have some kind of a tool to pull them out? We don't know. We found no tools, and we have no anecdotes to say anything about how long that cooling period was.